Do you think it's impossible to get your YouTube video to search well because there's just too much competition? Well, I can tell you from personal experience that it's not. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to do that as well. So stay tuned. For the best advice on how to escape the rat race with an online business, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I put up a new video every Thursday. And don't forget my blog, where I have dozens of articles on how you can escape that rat race and how you can develop an online business. You'll find that linked in the upper left. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're talking today about how to get views, how to become an expert at getting views to your YouTube channel and to your YouTube videos. And why are we talking about that? Well, we're in the middle of a 6-video series. In fact, this is the 4th video on how to generate traffic to your website using video. So that's why we're talking about it. Okay, so let's. Number 1, what are the characteristics of a good video? We find that a video has, right at the beginning, has a hook, something that gets your audience involved. That often involves some sort of a question right at the beginning. It may even involve something that's a little bit controversial, or something that makes people want to stay and watch. I think some people use humor well to do that, even in a tutorial type video. And also in the intro, you're going to ask them to subscribe, tell them why. You're probably going to tell them something that establishes some credibility, maybe some sort of a testimonial type information, but this should be very short because people are there for the information. If you spend more than just a few seconds doing this, you're going to lose your audience during your intro. The next part of your video is the body, the meat of your video. This is pretty straightforward. I would say generally you want to present 3, 4, maybe 5 bullet points of good information to people. Try and keep it fairly high-paced. Don't make it too detailed and too long. This from the guy who tends to make really long, detailed videos, but what can I say? I'm trying to give a lot of value. That's about it for that part of it. And then finally, the third part of it is your call to action at the end. You need to be telling people what you want them to do. You're probably offering them a lead magnet. We'll talk more about that in the next video. You're asking them to subscribe again. You're asking them to like your video, maybe watch some of your other videos. Those are some of the things that you're asking them to check out, the links in your description, things like that. Okay? You need to tell them what you want them to do next. Okay? So that's the 3 parts of your video. And the other thing I always mention is watching lots of videos, and the ones that you enjoy, the ones that you are intrigued with, maybe patterning some after those people. Okay? Don't copy what they're doing. That's not the point. But, following some of the guidelines that you can figure out as you watch their videos. All right, and what's number 2? Number 2 is to become an expert at getting your videos to search high on YouTube and getting your videos to be brought up in the suggested videos on YouTube. All right, and how do we do that? Well, there are several tools we use, and I'm going to do some screen capture to show you a few here so that you can get started getting your videos searching higher. And you see go to Keyword Planner, that's where you want to go. All right, that'll open up in a separate screen, but this is the screen that you want to get to right there. And you want to discover new keywords. And do remember, when you're using this, you're searching Google, you're not searching YouTube. Now, Google owns YouTube, and the searches are often quite similar, but they're not identical. So just so you know, but the reason I'm showing you this one is this is a free tool that you can use. and it will help you out. Okay, so let's just put in here growing. Let's say we're in the gardening niche and we're gonna grow tomatoes. Okay, you click on get results, and what you'll see here is a list of search terms related to that, but I'm actually looking for search results that are in the 100 to 1K, and we don't even have any in here. And you could take some of these and type them in. Say you wanted to do something, this tomato plant care looked good to you, so you could copy that, go up in your search terms, delete that one and paste in. And let's say it gave you some suggestions. There's some in the 100 to 1K area. That's Google Keyword Planner, okay? And that's the free one. Now the others we're going to talk about cost you a little bit of money, but especially this first one is invaluable and it doesn't cost you very much, and that's Keywords Everywhere. It has to go on Chrome or Firefox. At this point, that's the only browsers that they support. You do have to do this on your computer, and then what it does is it puts a little, you see that K there? That's Keywords Everywhere, and you see it's grayed out. I don't have it activated right now. I'll tell you a little more about that in a minute. Okay, so let's go to YouTube. Now this, we can do research in Google, but we can do research right in YouTube. So let's type in, let's just do traffic sources. You can see I was playing around with this earlier. This is actually, I needed to turn that on, and this is how you turn it on and off. You just click on that and you can toggle it on or toggle it off. Now once I toggle that on, it's not going to do anything immediately. I need to refresh my browser here. Okay, you see I have 1,600 per month. Now again, I'm still looking for that 100 to 1,000, so you know, this is a little too much, so I might want to do a little research here, and I can do that by clicking behind that, and it's going to give me some other possibilities. Okay, it gives me traffic sources for websites at 320. That's right in, and I still use that. My channel is still relatively new. You may be able to do things with more searches later on, with more competition, once your channel has a little more, is a little bigger and that sort of thing, okay? But at this point, I stick with the 100 to 1,000. That's the searches I want to do because it's a little less competition. And some of the other things that you can do, you've probably seen this, but you can start typing letters in there and see other suggestions. Affiliate traffic sources. Now that's only 40 per month, probably not going to get you a whole lot, but my understanding is that the average, you know, small YouTuber, that sort of thing, takes 2 or 3 or 4 months or more to use this. So it's not terribly expensive, and I suggest you turn that off. But you can go to settings here and set a lot of different things, what you want it to search and what you don't want it to search. Okay? So that's Keywords Everywhere. Now let's look at a couple of others. And one of them's right here. Let's look at one other actually. And that's called TubeBuddy. You see I've got it's another extension. But again, you see I've got a search in here for traffic sources. And it's going to, looks like that's what it was on already, so it didn't update, or there it did. Okay, so it gives you here the search volume. That's decent. We want to stay down here in this area most of the time anyway, because otherwise there's too much competition. In this case, there's way too much competition, and it tells you that you know, it's very poor as far as competition goes. You want to be further up here. Okay, so this wouldn't be a great one to go for by TubeBuddy's estimations here. Another thing that I wanted to show you about TubeBuddy is the most used tags down here. You're going to develop tags for your video. It's one of the ways you get it to search. You develop a description, you put tags in. Your description is going to have a bunch of your tags in it. This has the most used tags for that. But if you've developed a good video related to some of these tags, you can mark the ones you want and skip over some of them if they don't have anything to do with your video, and use these ones at the top especially, and then you can copy those to your clipboard and paste them in the section on when you're uploading your video. All right, so that's TubeBuddy. And questions for you: if you already use keywords, already do keyword research, what is your favorite tool? Tell me about that in the comments below. If you're not doing video, not doing keyword research, tell me what the biggest obstacle is. What's the biggest thing that's getting in the way of you doing video? Because it's such a great way to get traffic, okay? Let me know about that in the comments. And finally, number 3, how do you follow your video once you've published it? How do you see how it's doing? And that may seem like after the fact, but it's not really, because as you follow your video's statistics, as you go into YouTube's analytics, you're going to learn a lot about your video. You may be able to improve some things on that video as you go, but even more important, you're going to know how to improve future videos so they do better. We know for sure that what we measure, we can change. What we don't measure, we have no idea, and nothing ever changes. Okay, so we're looking here at YouTube, and if you're signed into YouTube, you have a YouTube channel. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, you've got that picture of you or whatever it is that you've used for your identification, your icon for your, click on that and go down to YouTube Studio. And when you get into YouTube Studio here, you can learn all kinds of things about your channel and about your videos. And both are important to take a look at. But what I want to do down here is go to Analytics. So click on that Analytics tab. And again, this is for the whole channel. So it's telling me for the last 28 days, how many views I've had, how much watch time I've had, how many new subscribers I have in those 28 days, okay? It's a little information here in the last 48 hours as well. Now I can change that amount. If you click on this little triangle here, you can change it to 365 days. That's important if you're trying to become monetized, because the watch time is over a year period. You can change it to the last 7 days. Let's go to the videos here. And let's just, once we get there, choose my latest video and go into analytics on it specifically. Okay, so you see these little icons here. You choose this one with the up and down bars. That's the analytics. Of course, it says it there as well. So let's go into the analytics on that particular video, because there are some important things that we want to watch. This is an important little graph here. This is retention over the course of your video. And you can actually look at your video if you want to. Click on a spot and it can show you where you are in the video here. But some of the things to look for, I've got these are positive bumps, fortunately, in several places here. This is probably where people have gone back and looked at things. I might want to know what that is during that time in that video. It might be things that I want to do in the future. It might be things I want to continue doing. If I don't have any big down bumps in here, but if I had some of those, I might want to look and say, I think I'll not do that anymore, or whatever. This is the general look that we want for a video. Obviously, Right at the first, there's going to be some significant fall off. But after that, it should be a fairly steady line, slightly downward, because you're going to lose some as you go. Now let's go up here and look at some of these other tabs, because there are a couple of other important numbers here. This is the click-through rate here, and this is really important to know this number too. You want this to be above 2%. 2 to 10 is typical. Obviously, the higher it is, the better, but you're not going to get a whole lot higher than that probably, but you want it to be above 2%. That suggests that you've got a healthy video going. So that's the analytics. Very important that you follow those things and learn as much as you can about your videos so that you can improve your videos and get more views. All right? And let's look at one more thing. Now we're in Chrome here. What I want to do in Chrome is open an incognito window, and I'll tell you why we're doing that here in just a minute. And we're going to go into YouTube, and we're going to search for one of our videos. Now the reason you need to do this in an incognito window is if it knows who you are, it's going to skew the results to what you generally watch, and you don't want that to happen. You want this to be like somebody else is searching for your video. What we're trying to do here is see where your video ranks in the search, okay? So I'm gonna do YouTube traffic sources, okay? Now, I have mentioned the term keywords several times here, but usually these are phrases and not words. Make sure you understand that. One of the ways to get your videos to search a little better and lower the competition is to have long tail keywords. 3, 4, 5 word keywords, so to speak. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9th at this point, okay? I'd like it to be a little higher than that. That's not terrible, but I'd like it to be a little higher than that. But you'll find without some careful planning and strategizing, you're not going to be that high for most of them. So what I'm telling you here is really important to get your videos to search high. Okay, so now you know how to get a lot of views to your YouTube channel and to your videos, and how that's going to get people to go to your website. But maybe you're asking, how do I keep track of all this stuff? This is just way over my head, way too much. Well, I have developed a little template that I use for planning my videos and for keeping track of keywords and all that research, putting the description in, the address of my video, all of those things, so that I can keep track of that, and then very easily when I upload my video, paste all of those things in so that I can make that process fairly quick and easy. And you can get access to that. Not only does it have the template, but it has one time that I did it on one of my videos, so it's got some examples and it's got some step-by-step instructions at the end. You can have that completely for free by clicking on the first link under this video. Or maybe you're totally confused on where you should go next. What niche should I be involved in? I've got so many questions. How do I get this going? Well, I've got a free course that you can get, video course, that you can get to walk you step by step through the process of developing that online business. You can find that in the second link below this video. And also, if you want to join a community of like-minded people, people who are escaping the rat race, people who have online businesses, we have a group of people like that who meet in a Facebook group, and we discuss strategies and all of the sorts of things that help people escape the rat race and develop an online business. Okay, so that is also linked in the description below. So what should you do next? Well, check out the videos that you see around me here. If you like this video, definitely give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe and to share this with your friends. All right, hope it's been helpful. I'm Daryl Ballard, and we will see you in the next video.